The term audiovisual translation refers to all the modes of linguistic transfer that are used to translate the original dialogues of audiovisual products, that is to say, products that communicate simultaneously through the acoustic and visual channel, so that they can be understood by a wider audience. We can distinguish different forms of translation that vary according to how the original dialogues are treated and how they are then shown to the public. In recent times, the demand for translated audiovisual products has increased exponentially. This is why today the audiovisual translator is considered a real professional. In the past, those involved in the audiovisual translation were mainly inexperienced translators, but a non-specific preparation is certainly not enough to guarantee high-quality performance. In fact, there is now a strong belief that an effective reception of films does not only depend on perfectly synchronized dialogues or the use of subtitles that are suitable for the user, but is largely determined by the level of translation of the audiovisual text. Yves Gambier, a French linguist, identifies 13 types of linguistic transfer, including subtitling, that is a condensed translation of the original dialogues of an audiovisual product in the form of a written text. Supertitling, which consists of sequences of translated text that are projected on special screens during theatrical performances. Dubbing, which consists in replacing the original soundtrack of a film with a new one, in which the dialogues are translated into the audience's language. Voiceover, that is the superimposition of one or more voices on the original soundtrack, which is never heard in its entirety because the volume is reduced so that the audience can easily receive the translated version. And audiovisual description, intended for blind people, in which a voiceover describes what is happening on the screen. The translation of film material is a form of intersemiotic translation, so is more difficult than other types of translation. In fact, subtitle translators must be able to transfer the communicative intentions from the source oral language to the target written language. Furthermore, they must also consider that reading subtitles is not always reconcilable with the movement of the images on the screen. As far as the technical aspects are concerned, the transcription of the film's dialogues in the form of subtitles is subjected to certain restrictions. In fact, subtitles must generally occupy the lower part of the screen and can be centered or aligned to the left. Each line can contain a maximum of 33-40 characters depending on the font that is used, and their exposure time can be between a minimum of 1.5 seconds and a maximum of 6-7 seconds for longer subtitles. Since subtitling is still a very young field of study, there is no real classification regarding the strategies adopted in this sector. This is because subtitling is influenced by many variables, including the nature of the original text, the type of program that needs to be subtitled, the audience, the structure of the languages involved, and the different level of affinity between the source and target languages and cultures. An interesting phenomenon is that of fan-subbing, that is a translation mode born on the web and created by fans for fans. This neologism was created in the 80s to indicate the translation of Japanese anime. In fact, for all those who don't want to wait for the official broadcasting of a foreign product in their own country and want to enjoy it in the original language, fans who are more familiar with the foreign language in question gather in communities to subtitle it and then distribute it on the internet. The most common audiovisual translation method in Italy is subbing, but there are different opinions about this technique. In fact, some people may find it pleasant and easy to follow because of the replacement of the entire original soundtrack, while for others, such as fansubs supporters, these changes are perceived as a flattening of the original text. This is why fansubbing responds to the audience's desire to enjoy audiovisual products through subtitling. In Italy, this phenomenon originated in 2005 with the TV series Lost, which fascinated many viewers who, over time, created different fan communities.